The default view in Anime Studio is very crowded for tablets, so perhaps the most important thing is to be able to get to a clean workspace in one click. The one-click concept takes us to a very powerful idea that's already almost there in Anime Studio, and that is the ability to associate a button with a set of actions. Here, for example, I imagine different layouts that are essentially just toggling the major dialogues: Workspace, Tools, Layers, Timeline, Styles, and Actions. Notice that here I'm not even having to have a particular graphic. I can just use text. Here I'll show what it might look like to animate using this approach. I think it is important to notice that the workspace does not resize just by changing the layout. An absolutely critical element that's not there now is the ability to zoom, pan, and rotate using the standard touch controls. I expect the Cintiq and the Windows Surface Pro to be the key platforms. Drawing is an area where the tablets can really shine, but buttons for undo and clear all would be critical. Being able to get to all tools is nice, but getting to the pencil and eraser are the most important. We've already talked about the ability to zoom, pan, and rotate using touch, and it's absolutely critical for drawing. I can easily see using drawing to create rough drafts for characters, as well as roughs for animation using frame by frame. Perhaps if someone has used Toon Boom Harmony on a tablet, they could comment, but it seems to me the ability to draw on the tablet for animation is a differentiator for those that get there first and do it the best. Animation is complex, and so you may need to have many dialogues available at once. But each artist has a specific way they like to work, so allowing the user to specify layouts that they can access in a single click is very important. I may have one layout that I use for actions. If I can quickly switch views, I may have one layout that is just tools and layers. Note in this layout we have the thing that everyone talks about, larger buttons. Some users may put everything together, including the timeline. Touch is very important with the Windows Surface Pro, so it's best if the buttons are large enough to touch with a finger. However, even for users that can use the small buttons, those tiny little keyframes on the timeline are just way too small. I'm willing to zoom in close if I need to, but I have to be able to touch those keyframes. Another important distinction for touch is scroll bars. You don't really want to grab a tab to scroll. Really, you just want to flick with your finger. In fact, you don't even need a scroll bar, although it is common to have some kind of indicator to show your position. One last idea I'll throw out. What if we could put the timeline on the side? Vertical space is often a premium, and it would be nice if at least the user could make the choice. Perhaps you could even do a time exposure sheet, kind of like in Toon Boom. Well, those are some of my ideas. It was fun thinking through the possibilities. I hope it's helpful.